Team of the Week is sponsored by The Good Estate Agent. With an average turnaround time of 3 weeks, if you want your house sold quickly, then contact Stefan today on 01942 356 577. Quote Super League Raw for 33% off. It's the Super League Raw Team of the Week for round number 12 with The Good Estate Agent for 2025. Here we go again at one. Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the John Smith Stadium with the first team returnees, up swims the great white-shirted Jack Wellsby, who put his jaws into the Giants who became his wet lunch. At 2, and look who's talking now. Yes, Tristan Saylor danced around the Giants like John Travolta, defied the odds like Bruce Willis, and as for Kirsty Zally, well, let's just leave it there, shall we? At 3 is the Robbins Petahicku, who looked akin to Tom Cruise with a cocktail shaker. Oh yes, he shook it to the left, he shook it to the right, he took it to the wire with all of his might, oh baby! At 4 is Harry Newman. We might not like him when he's angry, but his performance was more incredible than we have seen for some time for the Rhinos. Hopefully, he will not make us turn green on him again this week. At 5, this Liam is on fire with passionate tries, and he always runs when Wigan are on top. Yes, that's right, you never forget your first piece of pie. Just ask the Cherry and White, who were as jubilant as Jim on a kitchen table with baked goods. We'll just say Marshall ate it, shall we? At 6 is Jake once again. When they pull a strip, Connor stuns them with an assist. When they send over a conversion, he sends one of his teammates over with a try. That's the Connor way, and that's how you climb the league table. Untouchable. At 7 was the officer who drilled his gentlemen into action all over the wire and lifted them to where they belonged. Further ahead on the mountain high, Tyrone May was quite simply quality. At 8, it could have been Lazzone, but it had to be Fire Tilly. And if they were brothers, only their mother could tell them apart. Caius produced numbers a centre would have been proud of. As for Salford, they forgot the third rule in a crisis situation. Duck when Big Caius is running at you. At 9, it is Robo Jez. He's part man, part machine. Well, dead and alive. The 2 points were coming home with him on Friday with a defensive effort that ensures his friends and opponents call him Lytton. At 10, it's not a dark night, but Liam Knight, who is a cross between a crash test dummy and Arnold Schwarzenegger. He'll be back against the Dragons this weekend to terminate even more Earthlings in his path. At 11, it's Curtis Sirinen, who ensured that the John Smiths was a little stadium of horrors. Yes, his name isn't Seymour, but I'll tell you now, he keeps shouting Phoebe all night long with these tries and breaks. Go on, Curtis. At 12 is Morgan Knowles, who played like an alien from outer space and no one could hear Luke Robinson scream. He pretty much told the Giants to stop your grinning and drop your linen, and yes, he spanked that cowbell for... And finally, at 13, was the man who completes Trinity. He is the ambassador of Quorn, as every week he defends, effort, and this week tries. Jay Pitts shows them the money. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Team of the Week for round number 12.